this is not Paris, because Paris has mice. Okay, a rewind is in order. I guess I really need to explain why I ended up here. I found out one day that mice have moved into my apartment.
Il y a des souris.
Freeloading rodent roommates. Mice are actually pretty common in Paris. You'll see them in cafes, in the metro. Just try and ignore them. But not in my place. So I quickly came to a black and white resolution. Either they go or I do. Look, really, any motivation is good for taking a trip in Europe. In the chilly winter season, prices are at rock bottom, destinations abound.
The problem is being taken care of, but I'll be damned if I stay in that apartment while it's happening. I could hear them on the walls.
The mice were clearly not going anywhere. In fact, I think they were planning on having their friends over. The mice can have Paris, because I have here, and a lovely, clean, rented apartment. Where does a Parisian go in the middle of winter? South, of course, towards the sunlight.
Sometimes you have to embrace your inner child.
Here, this place is always bathed in sunlight.
Well, the problem with living in Paris is that the winters are really, really long and it's really gray and gloomy and oh, this is so good. It feels nice being here after so long of not seeing the sun, you know, being able to walk around, see people walking slowly, smiling. Feels like spring has sprung a lot sooner than it should have.
I love Valencia. It's less touristy than Barcelona, easier to get around on foot than Madrid. It's known for its paella, its chocolate con churros, its oranges that grow on trees throughout the city and that just fall to the ground. And apparently it's where the Holy Grail ended up.
We already got one. Such a lie!
I'm here to clear my mind and get away from my mouse house. Come on! It's also a great antidote to being blasé and saying all of Europe looks the same, which I do say sometimes. You know, pretty streets, outdoor cafes, ornate buildings.
I've been in this arena behind me once, when I came here last. I was there for about 10 minutes, and it was one of the most scarring experiences of my life. Enjoying, you know, the sun of Valencia and eating my way through the city. I wonder if that's what the mice are doing too in my apartment right now. Like they're sitting at my table with some cheese and wine and
Mice, baby. Dun 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 dun. Mice, baby. Dun dun dun. It's crazy how much routines and everyday life just grow up and over you like weeds. So slowly, you barely even notice it. Usually because you find a lot of comfort in the things you do day in, day out. Sometimes instead of dressing up to go out and try something new, you just tell yourself, I think I'll just stay at home and chill. I do that all the time. Chill, chill, chill. Until the mice made me take this trip. And walking around speaking Spanish, I suddenly feel it, that adaptation.
You know what? I was looking for a toilet. Guess what? The sky is on fire here.
Your brain has to come alive to process everything that is a little bit unfamiliar, and suddenly it's like the world is alive again. I guess that a lot of you get that when you visit Paris. I mean, I do get that in Paris too, in places that I don't frequent, but the delicious dislocation really happens when I'm in a whole different country, like, you know, Spain now. Maybe that's part of why we like traveling, the inherent simplicity of it all. And suddenly your existence is pretty much narrowed down to where am I going to eat? What do I want to see? Life becomes a simplified path that leads from cafe to landmark to, shopping. One thing I should really mention is that Valencia is really, really good for dresses. It's basically because of the crafting of traditional Spanish dresses, which they wear during the Fallas festival. You can see the stores around town alongside the modern clothing stores. And so I couldn't resist. I went into one shop and narrowed down their dresses until I found the one that was perfect. It was a fantastic cut, and it just needed a bit of adjustment to make it fit perfectly. I would have happily worn this around Valencia, but I needed something more comfortable for the long walks around the place. And of course, warmer, including to the cafes. I love tapas.
When I was getting the dress fitted today, because it was a bit bigger than my size, the lady took it in a little bit, and then I said, go really tight, because this I'm gonna wear in summer, and by then I would have lost a few kilos. She was like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, bring that in. But I don't know when I'm gonna lose that weight, because it's winter and all I want to eat is potatoes and cheese and like wine.
Wine bars, I think, are like cocoons. Not just a place to drink fermented grapes, but a comfort zone of calming music and soft chairs. Actually, this would have been a perfect place for the new dress. So would this restaurant afterwards. Look, I'm just a big kid. And travel really brings that out in me.
So even though this trip started out as an escape from rodents, it turned out to be something a lot bigger. It doesn't matter whether you're doing vacation, travel to escape or to have adventure. The important thing is to take that step.
Remember those big white buildings that you saw at the beginning of the video? They are the City of Arts and Science in Valencia. Very impressive and very, very futuristic. So futuristic, in fact, that you might recognize them from a couple of big productions, like Tomorrowland with George Clooney or Westworld. This was featured as the Delos headquarters. Overall, an incredible place that seemed a world away from the cobblestoned Europe. With the trip over, it's time to pack and go back to what is hopefully a mouse-free apartment in Paris. I'll keep you posted.